Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. This is your boy Kaze coming at you guys again with another Tower of Fantasy video. So in today's video, I'm actually going to be discussing the topic that has been circulating around the community pretty often now about Tower of Fantasy is becoming a dead game. Tower of Fantasy is dying. And what I've been seeing as of late is that message, because it's being broadcasted amongst the community, it's been actually causing a lot of players to have a negative connotation about the game, as well as quit the game. So what I'm going to do here today is I'm going to actually bring up a couple of things that will help you guys to show you a different perspective. Tower of Fantasy, in my opinion, is not dying. It is doing just fine. Now, I am going to switch screens here and I'm going to show you guys a document. So let's do this. Let's close this and let's close my game window. So for you guys who are not aware of what this is the September sensor stats for how much revenue the games brought in for the month of September. So here we have what game it was right here. This is the category. Then we have what device it was on, the game was downloaded on. So, and then we have the total revenue that the game had generated for the month of September. And then we also have the previous month represented here as well. So we can take a look at all these things. So as you guys can see, the very obvious is Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact brought around $90 million between the US version, between the Apple and Android versions of the game. They brought in $90 million of revenue in the month of September. Most of us are already expecting Genshin Impact to do that because they have been dominating this market for quite some time, and I would be more shocked if Tower of Fantasy was above them. The next game is this game that is a Japan exclusive. Most of you guys will not know this game. Then we have FGO. Some of you guys know of this game, but they brought in $36 million and $30 million for the month of September. And then right here, if you guys look very closely, right here, it says Tower of Fantasy, US, global. For the month of September on Android devices alone, it brought in $12 million. Right after that, on the Apple version, it brought in $8 million. Now, for the total, it brought in $20 million for the month of September. Now, let's see what it actually did previously in the previous month. Oh, wow. Look at that. It brought in $26 million the previous month. Now, why do I bring this up? The reason why I bring this up is because most of you guys, what you guys are doing is you're listening to people who are not doing their due diligence. People are just spouting out information without actually doing any type of research, without doing, and I'm going to say this, doing any type of research to credible sources. They are just spouting out their emotions and their feelings about how they feel about the game. And unfortunately, sometimes when you spout out a message to a large, broad audience, we don't know which of those videos are going to get tons and tons of views, but people do get influenced by them. And typically, because those people who get influenced by those messages do not do their due diligence as well and do their, get information from credible sources, they naturally just believe whatever it is that person is shouting. And it's unfortunate because this is something that Tower of Fantasy is adopting now, is that whoever has the loudest voice is typically who the majority listens to. And the thing that I want to convey is that just because someone is shouting something, including myself, does not necessarily give it any validity. It doesn't mean that it is invalid. You need to do your due diligence. If I say something about this game, you need to go and make sure that what I'm saying is credible. That is just basic fundamentals. You cannot submit, oh, this YouTuber said, that Tower of Fantasy is dying, to a 5th grade essay. You cannot put that as one of your credible resources. Where did you get this information? Oh, this, Dark Shine X Gamer said that this game is dying, so he's my resource. You will get an F on your paper, guys. So do your due diligence. Tower of Fantasy is doing 100% fine. I don't need it to be doing better than these games, and I'm gonna tell you why. I just want the game to just be in the mix. As long as it's in the mix, we're fine, we're good to go. It doesn't need to do better than these games. These games are gonna control the market for several years. They are on a wave that is almost unreachable, especially Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact is on a wave that is unreachable at this point for most games. It's gonna take a lot to knock them off that wave or even to catch that wave. But Tower of Fantasy is at least in the mix. I mean, it's doing better than Diablo Immortal. And Diablo, the title itself has a super large freaking fan base. That game has a super large fan base, and it generated more money than Diablo. Look at all these games, guys. This is the 4th reigning game over more than 30 games. Tower of Fantasy is doing just fine. Do not believe the things that are being shouted out on YouTube, out in the Discords, out on Reddit, because it is not necessarily true. If you need to do your due diligence. I cannot reiterate that anymore. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. That is the message that I wanted to convey today. Tower of Fantasy is doing just fine. The future is looking bright, and it is looking great for this game. If you enjoy this game, continue to play it. I don't care if this game was doing bad. If you enjoy this game, play the game. You don't need to just go based off of the opinions and everyone else. But as always, guys, I'm your boy Kays. I will catch you guys in the next video. Make sure you rate, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you later. See you guys.